get grounded. We're gonna bring our thumbs together and our pinkies together, our hands into our hearts, and close the eyes. Whether you're doing this at the beginning of your day, in the middle, or at the end, we arrive. Which means it's like coming home or into a safe harbor. This chance to be in this space, to inhabit the body and fill it with breath. This practice is going to be a flow that gets our energy cleared so that it can flow like a river. But we'll move slowly, which allows us to be intentional, to keep a hold of that center of ours, to find grace and ease. Take one more breath. Exhale. Eyes can open. And to start, we're going to come to the top of our mat. Feet will be about hip width apart. Bend your knees, sweep your arms wide, lift your right leg out to the side, hands into prayer, and we slowly sit back down. Inhale, that left knee lifts, and hands to prayer. We slowly sit back down, sweeping those arms down our center. And now to the other side. Hands down, heart, center. Start to swing those arms nice and slow, like you're in a slow motion movie. You can even slightly move that head from side to side. The knees can be as bent or as straight as you need. But think about really extending and reaching. One more time. And bring your hands to your hips, tuck your chin, stand all the way up. Sweep your arms out and up. Bend your knees and fold on forward, fingertips to the earth if you can, or to your shins. We're gonna take a step back with that right foot and drop our right knee. Keep your right toes tucked if that works for your body. Rise on up, interlace your hands behind your head, and you press the head back. So, what we're doing here is trying to open the heart space, squeeze the knots that gather along those shoulder blades. But by keeping the right toes tucked, we're also waking up the sole of the foot. Take a breath. We bring the hands back to the earth. Lift that back knee. You might step that right foot back just a bit more. Right hand plants, that left arm will lift. If you have a block and need a block under that right hand, go for that. Inhale, lift and circle that left arm forward and then around to the back. Inhale, we circle it forward. Exhale to the back. Flowing forward and back. Let's reverse that. And here, think about the grace and strength of a dancer. Finding the fullest expression, and circling increases our range of movement. Left hand down, step that right foot forward. Inhale, reach that spine. Exhale, fold, step back. The left toes tuck under. We rise on up, awkward interlace. It just means the other index finger is on top, hands behind your head, bend into that right knee, and lift your heart up and away. And we get wide open in that heart. And my shoulder blades are sure feeling this. Taking a breath. We release the hands to the earth. The back knee lifts. If you need to step back a little, that's great. Left hand down, right arm up to the sky. And it's easy to really pound on that left hand, but if you activate in your core and pull up and in, you lighten the pressure on that right hand. Let's add that circling. Inhale, right arm forward. Exhale to the back. Inhale. Get your whole body into this sweet motion. Reverse and go the other way. Circling up and back. And breathe. We're going to step that left foot forward. Inhale, reach our hearts. And exhale, fold. Inhale, those hearts reach. And we'll plant those hands and step back into down dog. Walking out those heels, letting your hips move. And now I've really started to like to gently move my head. Maybe up and down, side to side. Take one breath. And exhale. Inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky. Exhale, bend that knee. And we open up our hip. Take a breath. We'll step the left foot forward and rise up into a high lunge. Drop a little into that left knee if you can, and then we think about reaching up and back with the crown of our head. And really what's happening there is these opposing movements. So the lower body is going down, the upper body is coming up and away. Inhale, bring both hands to the earth. If you can, try and lift that right leg. And you might just keep lifting and lowering and keep progressing as you can, or let it float into this nice T shape. We have the beautiful post of that left leg. And our right hip is pointed down toward the earth. So we don't want that hip to open up and away. And what we're doing is we're working this outer left hip right here. Take a breath. Soften your standing leg so that left knee bends, right knee tucks in, and if you can, come down to seated. So that left knee is gonna stay bent, and here we are, sitting down. You might just sit up like this. Or left hand might come behind you. Inhale, lift that right arm. You can hook your right elbow outside that left knee. And we turn. And if that left hip is up, that's totally fine. It protects that low back. If you can keep moving it toward the earth, but be really mindful of that low back. And our hearts lift and return. Taking a breath. And coming to center, we're gonna reverse all that. And it's awkward sometimes getting up, but use your hands. You can walk those hands forward. We extend that right leg behind us. One breath. Bend that left knee. We're going back into that lunge. And pulling up on your belly button gives you a nice brake system. If you can, climb up on that left leg. Lift your arms up to the sky. And think, I am awesome, because you are. You're on your yoga mat, and that's a pretty awesome place to be. Take one breath. Bring your hands to the earth. Step that right foot forward. Inhale. And exhale, fold down and in. Inhale, reach that spine. Right knee softens, big step back with that left foot. And here we go on the other side. We lift up those arms, and if you have to crawl up that right leg, that's awesome. Use what you need to get into your shape. We bend into that right knee, then we lift. It's like someone's pulling on my very pointy hair. So we pull up and away, and we breathe. One breath. The hands come to the earth. Step on that right foot if you can. Left leg floats. Nice extension in that spine. Taking a breath. Right knee softens. Left knee tucks behind. Sit yourself on down. And we lift on up, and you can just sit. This is gorgeous for the hips. Or right hand plants behind you. Inhale, lift that left arm. And we hook outside that right knee. Again, if your hips, one of them needs to lift off the earth a little, just fine. Shoulders down your back. Take a breath. And we come back to center. The hands come forward. We lift that left knee and extend that left leg back. One breath. And take a big step back with that foot. Lifting on up into our high lunge. One breath. Hands come down to the earth and we step back. Downward facing dog. And I totally forgot we started from down dog on that. So let's just lift our right leg. So right leg lifts, we bend that knee and we open up that hip as well. And that's part of yoga too, is when we make a mistake, we say, that was interesting. We do what we can to repair it, and on we go. One breath, right foot back down, bring those knees to the earth, and those knees will come wide. Sit your hips back and extend your arms. You might stay up here. You could even pretend like you're an airplane flying. Or you can sit back and down and let that forehead come down to the earth. Inhale and exhale. A slightly different shape. Coming to hands and knees, the knees will come back in. Now we keep those hips up and walk your arms forward. So you might stay here. You might keep going on down, bring your forehead down to the earth. This is called puppy pose, and it's what puppies do when they get ready to play. Inhale and exhale. Hands walk back in, and we'll come to sit on our bum. Soles of the feet are going to plant, and we bring our hands behind us. The fingers point toward our bum. Lift your hips and breathe. Your chin is dropped. You can look between those knees, or your nose can point up to the sky. And we'll lower those hips down. Bring the soles of your feet together. Walk your hands in and lift in your heart, letting the knees slowly drop. You might also feel this in your wrists, which is a good thing. It helps with wrist health. Lift those hips if you can. Move your hips just a little bit closer to your heels. Walk your arms in, lifting that heart space. And we walk up. Your knees might be up here, and we just sit like this. You could even take one hand to one knee and press down. Always being mindful of your knee and hip. Then you might take your hand to the other hip and slowly press on down. Coming back to center, sitting up tall, maybe pulling forward. Maybe bringing your hands to the earth. You might move those feet away from you a little bit. You might curve down and in. And we inhale, come back up. We'll exhale, come on down to our backs. Knees are bent. Bring your right ankle on top of that left knee, and you can lift that left foot. Grab your thigh, your hamstring, or all the way through that shin for that shin, and then lean back, flexing both feet. This is reclined figure 4, and it helps to get into that right hip. Release the left foot back to the floor, cactus your arms. Your right leg stays where it is, and we drop that left knee out to the side. And you plant the right foot, looking to your right elbow. And those legs come back up. Right foot down this time, left ankle across, pulling that right leg in and flexing those feet. We have that low back pressed into the mat. Inhale and exhale. Releasing the right foot onto the mat. Arms come to a cactus. We drop the right knee out to the right, and our chins move toward that left shoulder. Inhale everything back up, and we'll take happy baby. So you grab your shins, your ankle, or those edges of your feet, and you let your knees drop down toward the earth. We want a nice long back of our neck, so the chin slightly drops. And now you take Shavasana. And you can bring the soles of your feet to the mat and your knees together and hang out here. That's really safe for the low back. Your hands can come by your hips and those knees open. That might feel really good on your hips. Or those legs can go long and your palms turn up. Relax the soles of your feet. Let your ankles relax. Soften your calves and let them be relaxed. Relax your knees and those big muscles of your hamstrings and quads. Let those hips be heavy on the earth and relaxed. Soften your low belly, your low back. Relax. Let your ribs and diaphragm soften. Let those shoulder blades tucked under on the earth release and relax. relax your heart space. And let your arms be heavy and relaxed on the earth. You are soft in that heart space. No shells needed. You're open, receptive, relaxed. You don't have to hold any tension in your neck or jaw. They're completely relaxed. Relax your mouth, your eyes, your forehead. You are relaxed. Radiant in your heart, let it go, head to toe. Quiet now, hush, be well. Quiet now, hush, be well. I invite you to stay in Shavasana for as long as you have, but I'll sign off here saying thank you for practicing with me today, and live light.